Hey there, guys. It is Blitz ASMR. I just got back from the movie theater, and I just watched Joker Folie Deux. I would do a review for you guys, but I can't do a review for this movie. I just have to get out my blunt, honest thoughts about this movie, because if you don't give a shit about what you're putting out, then why the hell should I, a ticket payer, a person who is paying to see what you're doing, should care? If you don't remember, or it's been a long time since you've seen the first movie, there is a character that goes by Arthur Fleck, and Arthur Fleck has basically just been, through the ringer by society and through the ringer by the people in his life, including his mother, and he has, a possible disorder. We don't know. And so, basically, that film ends with him becoming Joker. However, Joker Folie Deux decides that it's going to undo everything that the first movie did for 2 hours. And it does it in a way that is pretty uninteresting, I would say, and even just does not even respect Arthur, the character from the first movie. It just decides that it's going to kind of tell the audience to go F itself for liking the first movie, because that's basically what this movie is basically, it's the director's way of saying, well, you weren't supposed to glorify the villainous turn that he has in the last movie. Oh, my mistake, Mr. Phillips. My mistake, Mr. Phillips. I could have sworn you were making a Joker movie. A movie about Joker, and I understand you're making a movie that's not about the DC character, but bruh, you are using the property. Just try to respect it a little bit. I mean, no wonder why the movie is bombing. And the thing is, I'm going to relate this movie to, if you are shaving and, you're trying to maybe trim your beard, or you're trying to, do a different look, and you kind of screw it up, and so then you have to kind of undo that. You basically have to just shave your face and start all over again because you screwed up. That's what that movie feels like for me, because it's very much just like you're not proud of how people viewed the movie that you had, and so then you decided to just undo it, like a beard. Very weird analogy, I get it, I understand. But what I don't understand is, why did a sequel to this movie need to exist? Because I personally thought that the first movie was so perfect that it just wrapped it up in a bow and did not need a sequel whatsoever. Warner Brothers saw that that movie was getting Oscar buzz and was making tons of money, and so they decided, okay, we're just going to pay him a good amount of money and make a sequel. I wish that he kind of kept his integrity and just left it alone. Just leave it alone, because this movie was so bad that when I came home, I took a shower because I had to wash this movie off of me. I hated this movie. This is probably my Rise of Skywalker. And maybe people will be like, whoa, Blitz, that's a little crazy. No. I was anticipating this movie for years. When it was announced, and then the idea that was announced of what it's going to do and what it's going to be, I was very much just like, okay, I'm in. You got me, Mr. Phillips, you got me. Joaquin is coming back, bet. Lady Gaga's gonna play But for some reason, in this movie, she didn't really give me much to work with here. And it's not her fault. It's just a really poorly written script. And this movie has no third act. It is a movie that begins with him in Arkham, that they never really call it that. And here's the thing. Here's why I was really excited. Because they filmed Arkham in my hometown. And that was really a big thing for us, because the last movie that was filmed here in my hometown was A Beautiful Mind. And that was in, like, I want to say 2001, 2000. Don't quote me on that. The movie with Russell Crowe. Great movie if you haven't seen it. But we were all excited. And now that I've seen the finished product, I don't even want us to associate with it at all. It's perfect though, because it's on an island, so nobody can come find us. It's on an island, just as the movie depicts. Also, they decided that this movie Gotham is now in New York instead of New Jersey, like it usually is. So it's just like, that's interesting. And the thing is that the whole movie was just a letdown from the opening of the movie to the last minute of the movie. It literally was like the antithesis of the first movie. And I get it. You want the audience to kind of appreciate what you're doing here. I understand that. I get you're trying to undo people's, critics and people who viewed the last film as controversial, and all the controversies that could follow, and how it kind of glorified and idolized, criminal activity. But you did a movie on the Joker. Like, you did that. I know you didn't want to, and I know that originally in the first movie, and the director, Todd Phillips, he talked about how he wanted to make a movie like this, but the only way he could get it made was by using a property from a superhero franchise. With that being said, there are fundamental things that should be understood. Is you're going to have to understand that you're going to piss people off when you don't even pay any respect to the lore, to the character, to the relationship dynamic, because even the dynamic between Harley Quinn and, Lee, her name is Lee, when you don't pay any respect to that, or you just kind of decide, okay, this movie is about a guy named Arthur Fleck and Lee, and you decide, well, we have this whole thing we can go around of the dynamic of Harley Quinn and Joker, and how she's obsessed with him, and how she was a psychologist, and you totally think that's what they're going to do here. And one of the things that really pissed me off about this movie is you made it a musical. But the musical numbers, the whole ensemble for the musical element of the film was boring. If you want to see a really good musical, like a really good movie that's a musical, go watch Rocket Man. Rocket Man is incredible. Not enough people talk about that movie. That's a great movie. I would say even Greatest Showman. That's another good one. Those are good examples of what a musical should be. And if you're going to lean into that, lean in, fully go in to the idea that you're doing a musical. Because if you don't, it's fucking boring. Every time they sang on screen, I heard people in my theater groan. That's not a good sign. When you're watching a movie and the people next to you, as soon as the character just breaks out into a song, it is mind-numbingly painful to sit through. These musical numbers are lifeless, boring, and the only thing that I can give this movie credit for is the shots. When you have so much style over substance, I'm not going to remember any of it. Is there scenes that I really liked in this movie based from the style? Absolutely. The scene where they're on the rooftop, I really liked. The scene when they're in the on the Murray Franklin remake show. Yes, I like that. The scenes of him going into the courtroom, and the scene of her on the steps and she's doing the dance from the first movie. Iconic. Great. I'll say the only climactic scene in this entire movie is the courtroom scene. That's it. But this movie, his whole goal is to prove to people that nobody cares about Arthur Fleck. They only care about the Joker. And you're right. You are right, Mr. Phillips. I'm sorry. I should have cared for Arthur. I really should have. But when you make a movie, your character should be progressing, not regressing. Especially in a sequel. A character should just continue their journey. And you already set a path for him. For him to regress and just do nothing for an entire 2 hours. Why the fuck do I care? Why would I put money into that? For what? Why should I put money to this if you don't care? Because it's clear you don't care. From the beginning of the movie all the way to the end of the movie, it's clear you don't care. And I get it. You want me to feel bad because I enjoyed the first movie, but you did a movie about Joker. You think I want to see a movie about Bruce Wayne and he just never puts on the cowl? No. You think anybody wants to see a movie about Peter Parker and is Peter Parker doing exams all day? Or freaking just going to a lunchroom and eating a sandwich? You think anyone wants to see that? No, they don't want to see that. They want to see fucking Spider-Man. Like, the fact that he was just like, oh, well, I want people to appreciate, Arthur Fleck. I do appreciate Arthur Fleck based off of everything that he went through. All of the trials that you put him through to make him come out on top, to be that character that you solidified him as at the end. I cared that much. I sympathized with Arthur. And then in the next movie, you throw more at him, and you throw so many things at him, and then you get rid of his love interest, and then you do this horrible, in poor taste scene where you just do a Shawshank Redemption to his character. Seriously, guys, be prepared for that. There's no trigger warning for this, but it's in there. And the thing is, you would think that you punish him all of this movie, and you think, okay, he's just gonna go back to being off the wall. He's back to being the clown prince of crime. He's back to being the chaotic character that we know and love. Nope. No. He decides, I don't want to do it. I'm just a sad man. And I just want to go home and take a nap. A dirt nap. A dirt nap. Joker Folie is my most disappointing movie of 2024, apart from Trap. Actually, you know what? Trap, or Crap, as I like to call it, Trap is better than this movie. Trap is better. Look at me. Trap is better than Joker Folie, because at least in Trap, stuff happens. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I just had to get that off my chest because I couldn't believe that I spent money on this. Watch at your own risk. And maybe, you know what? I shouldn't say that, because maybe there are people that will actually enjoy this movie. Maybe there are people who will kind of see this and be like, well, people are wrong. It should be whatever. Fine. Go ahead. Prove to me how this film should be better. Because the way that this could have been better for me is if you had me sympathize for him and you gave me more for him, for me to care about him a lot more, and then you just show that he has nothing left. There is no life for this character. Nothing in his life matters anymore. All that matters is his followers, or not even his followers. He doesn't care about them. He becomes apathetic. He becomes cruel. But that's because the world is cruel, and it made him cruel. Fine. I would have absolutely been okay with that. But instead, roll credits to Mr. Todd Phillips. Your problem is that when you make a good movie, you don't know how to leave it alone and just let that movie be good. If you don't believe me, the Hangover movies are the perfect example. Hangover 1, excellent. Hangover 2, meh. Hangover 3, garbage. Just leave it alone. Just don't accept the check. Don't ruin what you create by making a sequel that's meaningless. Or, if you're going to make a sequel, hand it off to someone else who will probably do a better job. Because then you have people just walking out of the theater booing or saying that that movie sucked. Way to go. You proved your point. But at what cost? Your career? Sorry, guys. I know I sound like I'm really angry, but I'm not. I'm fine. I'm just saying, like, how did we go from a really Oscar-worthy movie to performing low at the box office to 30% on Rotten Tomatoes and a cinema score of a D? Should be an F. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it's a little bit different than what I'm normally doing, but I just really wanted to share my honest thoughts about this movie. What do you guys think about the movie? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Let me know. And this is Blitz saying,